Hi all, it's Shelly with Strategic Sales Advisors, and we are back with another episode in our sales methodology series. And today what I want to talk about is spin selling. And spin selling is a methodology that works extremely well in highly complex or with highly complex clients that have complex business structures, complex issues, challenges, and problems. So think manufacturing, potentially IT services, healthcare, in that type of space. So let's talk through what is spin selling. Well, spin stands for situation, problem, implication, and needs-payoff, right? So if you think about it and what we're talking about, in those four areas, we want to focus in on uncovering the pain points, the implication of those pain points, and then what's the ultimate outcome for a company or organization. It's really a strategy that excels in detailed customer engagement, right? So making it really ideal for those industries where understanding those specific customer needs is crucial to the success. So I mentioned some of the areas like technology and healthcare and especially manufacturing and specialized manufacturing especially, where spin selling can be very beneficial, and you get to a situation where your solutions that you're going to provide through this process, through this methodology, are very unique and highly tailored. So if you are a business that does that type of work, then this is definitely a methodology that you may want to focus on for your business. So let's talk those core principles of spin selling. So when we talk about core principles of spin selling, we're going to be focusing in our energy on crafting and navigating questions that go towards these four different points, right? So going back towards that situation, that the problem, the implication, and then the needs payoff. We're going to focus our questions on each of these different segments as we do our discovery with a potential client out there. So we want to focus in and build questions at first that are focused in on the current situation of the company or organization that you're working with. What are they going through right now? What situation are they in? This is a high time to uncover what solutions or competition potentially that they're currently using, and is it effective? Is it working for them? The second thing that we want to focus in on when we build our questions in spin selling is focusing on uncovering all of the problems or pain points that are happening within their organization currently. What are all of those areas that are underperforming for them, that are causing stoppage, blockage, and causing essentially chaos within their organization, a pain point that is causing them from their growth position. Then we want to focus in on what are the implications of these pain points, right? What if they don't fix these types of situations? What's going to be the implication to their business? And then finally, we want to focus in on questions that focus in on the needs payoff, right? So if we can help them fix these pain points, if we can create solutions, very customized solutions that can fix their pain points and that solve for those implications, what is the end result needs payoff for that company or organization? And how are we going to get them to that point? Where is their end point that they need to focus on in order for them to judge things from a success, right? So again, what are the advantages of spin selling? Well, it's going back to what we've already mentioned and talked about, which is a focus in on being very strategic in crafting, on getting the questions that we need to craft a very customized solution for these complex businesses. When we look at IT or even engineering services, high-tech equipment, and the building of those types of equipment or manufacturing of those, there's so many moving parts and pieces where a company or organization can break down. So in order for us to be able to effectively help them potentially with solutions that we can provide, we need to get to the bottom line of what's causing the stop or blockage, and then how can we get highly customized in our solutions to craft for them. So implementate this solution. So it's really more of a bespoke service. If your business is looking to do something sort of off the shelf for clients out there and sort of have a one-size-fits-all mentality, this is not the selling, and these are probably not the client base that you would be going after, right? Spin selling is very focused in on uncovering those unique spots where we can then craft a customized solution. focus in on these 4 things in here, right? So we need to understand, we need to do high questioning, we need to solve for these very complex situations that they're going through, right? And then we need to engage with them. So what would this look like in the real world? We've mentioned this before. I want to go back to a real world example. And I'm going to use an example from my life. So I, like many people during COVID, decided to do a renovation on my house. And I've done renovations before. In fact, I specifically have done kitchen renovations and other places that I've owned in the past. And the biggest challenge that I have found is not necessarily in ordering or appliances. A lot of times it can be in the ensuring that there's enough workers, right? Enough specialists to do plumbing fixes, or specialists in laying flooring so that you get the quality that you're looking for. And during COVID, of course, that was a struggle because finding people who would want to work or work within close proximity was very difficult. But that wasn't my biggest challenge. My biggest challenge was that I waited until 2 months or 3 months before I was ready to have them installed to order my kitchen appliances. And while I lucked out with my stove and the vent hood and my dishwasher, the corresponding refrigerator that was a part of the suite of products that I ordered was on back order. And back order is back order, so you think. Well, if anybody remembers what was going on through COVID, it was very, very impossible to get a lot of the components to be assembled into products and services out there from a manufacturing space, right? Components for most products out there are not made in the same manufacturing facility. Think airplanes. If you were to look at Airbus, for example, right? Wings are made in a separate section. The hull or the body of the plane is made in, the digital components or the computer components are made in different areas in different countries in that space, and then are assembled. Well, the same thing, unfortunately, happened with my refrigerator. And while it was very difficult to get products initially through COVID, simply because plants were closed down and there's only so many products on the shelf, right, that people have out there, then it became a situation of now we need components to be manufactured, and then the components to be delivered to the main manufacturing floor for a refrigerator to be assembled. And then once that refrigerator is assembled, it needs to be put on a ship. Then it needs to go across the ocean. Then it needs to show up through customs and all of that kind of stuff before it can get fully imported, put on a truck, sent across the country to be delivered to my house. And so what would normally take several months took 18 months to get a refrigerator in, which is a little difficult. Well, imagine you're the refrigerator company and you're trying to deliver products that you previously sold. You sold over a year ago, right? That money's on the books at this point, but you're having challenges with getting the components in, the right components in, or you're having challenges with the shipping, right? Because there's not enough ships out there because a lot of the crews were laid off, those types of things. It's a very complex problem that needs to have tailored solutions. So imagine that you're, in this real world example, that you're a shipping company and you understand that having shipping from one country to the next, going ocean crossings and things like that, that there needs to be a seamless product that goes from one area to another area, and that is something that you can provide. You can tailor customized solution with the timing of the ships, when they arrive, where they arrive, so they're closer to where they need to be delivered, all of those types of things. Spin selling would be a situation where if you were the shipping company, that you could sit down with the manufacturer, with the refrigerator company, uncover the problems that they're dealing with, and if your solution is something that could work for them, then you could customize and tailor something that would get them to the point that they need to, that would get them, that would solve their problems, that would solve any challenges that they're dealing with, right? Losing customers to other companies or having orders canceled because it takes too long. And the Needs-Payoff would be the company would continue to grow. So I hope that makes sense on how how spin selling works versus solution selling, which we talked about last week. So again, it's more than a sales tactic. It really is getting strategic with the client to get down and dirty in whatever challenges or pain points that they're in. And then looking at what you can do through your company or organization to not only solve those, but to craft very unique solutions for their pain points. So we talked through solution selling last week. We talked through spin selling this week. Well, next week we'll talk about another sales methodology. So I hope you'll stick around for another section of this series. But for now, if you've ever done or utilized spin selling in your business, please, in the comments, share your thoughts or any ideas or examples on how you've utilized that. And then if you don't mind, and if you found value to this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. And you can actually click the bell for notifications. And so you'll get notified each week of when one of these videos goes live. And for that, thanks for joining me today.